Hello there, I'm the Rampant Mystic and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival, and today we're going to be exploring the exploration site, so let us begin. We already explored one last time which was filled with, well, torn down ships, and we found an old friend, the Exodus. Of course I called it the Reborn because I kind of had to fix it up, but that's fine. It looks like this is a junkyard as well. Which is something that I was actually not expecting. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fly there and see the ships. If they look the same, we're just gonna pass it up and we are going to go to the next exploration site, which will hopefully not be a junkyard. There's a total of 3 here. We were here. Oh, there's a total of 4. Excuse me. I thought there were 3, but apparently no. We are gonna jump to all of them because, well, honestly, I'm kind of curious. This is class 3. This is a class 2, this is a class 2, so I'm assuming these class 2s are the same, but this class 3 is different. Now, because we're very close, it doesn't really matter if I jump there or not, so yeah, we're just gonna check it out quickly. Alright, so it appears that they are the same, and this thing is actually here as well. This thing that I mentioned last time, so I'm gonna mention this again. This thing is very valuable, has several large thrusters, 5 of them in fact, 3 large generators, which if you find somewhere to sell them, are kind of expensive and are definitely worth a penny. Now, of course, they do weigh a lot, so I'm probably not going to take these. I'm going to check out to see what resources they hold, and if they do, I'm talking specifically about the large generators, and if they hold something that I really want, I might actually go salvage them, but I will not actually retrieve them. But yes, this one specifically, the one that is on top of my ship, well, not quite on top, now we can say it's sort of on top of the ship, is the very valuable piece of junk here, let's say, which is, I assume, a part of an engine block of some sort. And it is definitely worth picking up for anybody who is not playing with weight limitations especially, or even if you are, if you have a big ship and you have space to spare and you know who's going to buy large thrusters, absolutely go for it. Alrighty, exploration site number 3 appears to be exactly the same as the previous ones, so I'm going to assume class 2 means that it is just more or less a junkyard. We see an unknown signal over there. Of course, if I travel close to it, it is going to be multiple signals, so I'm not even going to bother this time around. So we're just going to go to this one, which is a class 3 one. Now, this is a combat site. This is something that I'm not entirely sure, actually, if I mentioned. We did see that last... Oh, there's another one here. That's a class 2. We're not going to go to it. I'm going to assume that it is the same. It's still a little bit too far away, so we're just not going to. So a combat site is something that I'm actually a little bit afraid to jump to at the moment. As you know... Oh, hello, there's actually stuff here. Look at that, legacy stuff. Because I'm assuming it is going to have a lot of Xerax, a lot of enemies, so we're just not really going to go to it. Well, I'm seeing points of interest. I definitely am. Oh, it's a possible signal. The thing is, it doesn't show up on my view. It just shows up on the HUD. And that is not something that I like. So this means I'm actually gonna... Yeah. Oh, hello. That is very far away. Of course, this means we're gonna be traveling like this, but... Oh, hello. Oh, sorry. Apparently I had the thrusters off. So that looks like it's the closest one, but it is actually not. So we're gonna go towards this one. This one looks the closest. And indeed it is. It is only 16 kilometers away, so we're gonna make that journey quickly, and hopefully there is a signal there. Hopefully it is not aggressive as well. Hopefully it's something that maybe we can pick up something cool, something new. You never know with this game, especially with Reforged Eden. Alright, it appears we are very close to this thing. It's actually started to, show up on the screen, so let's scan. That is interesting. I have no idea what that is, and as soon as I see weapons fire, we're just hightailing it out of here. It looks like it might have been a giant capital ship being, kind of torn to pieces, but it's kind of too bright for me to tell anything. What is this? No, like, in all seriousness though, what is this? These look like the mines from from the base game. Hopefully they're not. What we're gonna do is we're gonna EV and explore a little bit, hopefully close to the signal. There is an enemy signature here, but it's not bothering us at the moment, so we're just not gonna care too much. Now I'm assuming these are mines. Okay, this place is radioactive, but I think all of them are. Let's first see this. So what is this? This is an alien block. All right. Question. I can't edit it. Alright, that's good to know. There is a container. Hello, this is exactly what I need. Oh, hello, Promethean pots. Don't tell me these are just filled with goodies. Oh, there is a core here, actually. How much HP does this thing have? Not much. Now, technically, it will be easier for me to go, cheaper for me to go up and just destroy that. Oh, there's a Promethean tank over there. But what I'm going to do is, because I'm too lazy to go back inside, we're just going to do it this way. Now, the reason I want to destroy the core is I want to see the internals of this thing. I'm always curious how they do stuff. It looks like most of these are Promethean tanks, which is actually exactly what I'm looking for, Promethean pellets. Because we have a lot back home at our fuel outpost, but we don't have any here. Like, we have like 80,000, maybe more, because we used it for fuel cells. But here we don't. Now this is, oh, okay, so this is all containers plus container extensions. Probably should have reloaded that, but that's fine. So I still want to check it out. The best way to do it is, of course, placing a CPU. I shouldn't have even destroyed anything. So yeah, it looks like it's just one cargo box with a generator, a fuel tank apparently, with not much fuel, so that's not worth it. That's going to be way too little for it to be worth destroying, wasting ammo and so on. So what I'm going to do is we're going to actually check this one out over here. This one is obviously attached to something. This something is probably going to explode. It is going to be... What is that actually? You know what? First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get close here. We're going to pick up the Promethean pellets. Oh, these are going to be really hard to mark without actually destroying the cores. We're going to see what this thing is. Okay, it is not actually exploding. Okay. In all seriousness though, what is this? It could just be for decoration purposes, for all I know. But it's not oh, it is a mine. But it's not exploding. Maybe it's meant to explode on big ship contact? I'm not entirely sure. Now, the thing is, it's probably going to be better here to actually explore via small vessel, but we don't have one. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to jetpack around, pick up like 10,000-ish, or more Promethean pellets. What is that, though? I mean... Like this purple stuff, what is it? Is it just shiny blocks? It probably is. Yeah, looks like it. Let me guess, alien block? No, salvage. Which cannot be salvaged, alright. That explains a little bit. Well, I guess I'm just going to jetpack around while my radiation level is still on the lowish end and hopefully pick up a couple of Promethean pellets. A couple of thousand Promethean pellets. It's actually a really good find, by the way, as I said. We do have a lot, but they're back home. It's going to be hard for me to keep track where I've been. Absolutely. But, well, unless I destroy these. But we're probably not going to do that. Oh, well. And we are, well, I wouldn't say done, but, hey, we got, like, a lot. Now, there was a nearby signal, which, while I was scanning around to know which ones of these I've taken and which ones I haven't, I believe it said fake signal. We're still gonna check it out though. I don't know. I was gonna say like check it out for some reason. That's not even a word. I'm pretty sure that's not even a word. But we're definitely gonna check it out. Hopefully, there's no mines here. If there are, that will be a huge disappointment. But there appears to be only a fake signal. Why? Is beyond me. I mean, if there was like a ship here, I'd get it. But there isn't. There is something inside though, obviously. No, there's nothing. That's just like destroyed blocks. Huh. Well, would you look at that? Oh, there are more signals here, and I'm kind of keen on exploring them. So at least I know, because we do have a core on this one, at least I know not to go there. Potentially the closest one is, I believe, like 16 away, more or less. Now, because we scan only by 12, yeah, I'm pretty sure one of these two is the closest one. So we're just going to head towards that one, and we're going to see what it is. For all I know, it could be the same thing. If it is, well, I'm just going to get like 2,000 or 3,000 Prometheum and move on. If not, hopefully it's something as interesting as this, because this has definitely been very interesting and definitely was not expected. Yes, indeed. Well, we're very close enough for it to generate, so let's actually give a scan, and it is, I think it's just possible signal. Could I please remove my waypoint? Okay, it is just a possible signal. Let's see if it's the exact same thing or if it's something different. It does appear to be containers again. Now, I'm not entirely sure if those are randomized. It's the first time I've seen these containers. So we're just going to stop here next to one of them and check it out quickly. If it's Promethean pellets, hey, you know what? I'm going to be happy because that means a lot of rockets. But at the same time, Prometheum is not really a resource that is not in abundance and is kind of hard to farm. Okay, it's still Prometheum pellets. Well, you know what? I'm not going to say no to it. Like, I'm not going to say no to a couple of Prometheum pellets. We're up to 8,000. Absolutely fine with that. I mean, if there's like one or two more of these nearby, definitely. Yeah, they just say Prometheum tanks and nothing else. So I'm going to assume they are all the same. There was like one more nearby, which is kind of far away. We're not going to be able to actually get anything out of it. There doesn't appear to be anything interesting in these flashing structures. I think they're just blocks. Like, I explored one of them for a little bit, but it's kind of hard to see where you're going, so you kind of end up bumping into most of these. Hopefully this is not just Prometheum, as I said. But there is one more nearby. As soon as we scan, we might actually be able to... Oh, when I said nearby, wow, okay. Well, let's go. Maybe this is the fake signal again. Who knows? But we're about to find out. Alright, the structure has started to appear. Let's let loose a scan. It is, again, a possible signal. I'm going to assume it's Prometheum pellets again, just because of the last two, but hopefully it proves me wrong. We're going to find out in a moment as soon as we actually scan these. As soon as we're close enough to scan them, and hopefully it will be revealed. I mean, worst case scenario, I go out and check out one of them. It's fine, absolutely fine. I mean, if I park in between 2 or 3, which is this, basically I can actually get all 3 of them. Because my Wi-Fi extender extends to 100, I believe, meters away. Which means that it's not actually quite 100. I believe, from what I've seen, it's 100 meters from the Wi-Fi that you install on the ship. So my Wi-Fi is installed at the back, so actually it's going to be a less far away. Yeah, it is more Promethean pellets. It's going to be a far less distance from the front. It's not going to be 100 meters. Yeah, this is over 100 meters away, so I'm going to have to carry it by hand, but that's absolutely fine. Again, distances in space are a little bit hard to... Hello. Those two. Wow. Distances in space are a little bit harder to get used to. Anyway, offered to the next one. Alright, it is appearing on the screen, so let's give a scan, and it is a fake signal. Now, I marked both of these. By the way, I do know there's an easier way to remove these. Let's check out the fake signal again. I'm not entirely sure why it's there. It doesn't really do much. Maybe if I exit, something's going to attack me, but I'm not planning on doing that. But yeah, there's just nothing. There's like no mines or anything. It's not like an ambush. Like, you're flying right into it and it doesn't trigger anything. So yeah, next one. So these ones were like 16 kilometers away, and they are more or less 7 kilometers away from each other. So hopefully that is something different, but at this point I'm assuming that everything is just extra Prometheum. The thing is, I'm kind of running out of space, so I built a bunch of extra precision guided missiles. I filled up my backup materials. We used to have more of these backup materials. For now we have one. I could technically add more, but I don't want to weigh down the ship too much, so I think that's enough. Plus that's like 10,000, and we have an extra like 6,152 here, so that's more than fine. That'll meet our needs very well. Oh, okay, that is a fake signal as well. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to plot a new course to jump. I really want to check this out, but at the same time, it's not going to happen. So we're going to plot on our next jump course. Of course, our next jump is going to be... Actually, it doesn't matter if I pass this or not. Our next jump is going to be straight towards Polaris territory. We need to actually find some traders, and we need to actually start trading, because we have a lot of stuff to sell and they're taking up a lot of space. So that is our... Oh my god, we're very far away from our base. So that is, of course, our first objective. That being said, that is not where I'm going. Well, I'm not entirely sure. Oh no, that's where I came from. Excuse me. So we're actually going to go for the maximum jump distance if possible. Hopefully we can. It is an A-class star. It's absolutely fine. This one is at more or less the edge of Xerax space, so we'll be actually entering Polaris territory. I wouldn't say soon, but possibly next time. we'll try to do that. I'll just make a couple of jumps off camera if need be. For now, though, let's actually just quickly make this jump and see what is in store for us in the next system. Alright, something that I found very interesting here is, I believe, yeah, the satellite that is Xerax controlled, or satellite, I'm calling this a satellite point of interest. So, interestingly enough, when reading through this, apparently there's like this big mining facility, which the Xerax Empire have captured a large Pentax ID asteroid, and they have set up a mining facility there, and apparently it has turret controls in different systems, which we can disable. This is going to be very interesting to actually check out one day when we have a vessel that is more... a little bit sturdier with a little bit of extra firepower, which will eventually happen. Keep in mind, Reforged Eden, we're going there, by the way. Reforged Eden is slows down the progress by a lot, by actually a lot, and does add a lot of new stuff as well to the game. It is very interesting. Now, it is kind of slow, maybe for my tastes, but at the same time, it's not too slow, as in it does keep me excited because there's always something new around the corner. Now we're going for this. This is an alien planet. We've seen alien moons before. In fact, this planet is actually orbited by an alien moon. There it is. And by several other different types of moons. But I was kind of curious to see the alien planet. Now it does say that it is a hard planet. It is very dangerous. So, of course, my initial reaction was, let's go check it out. And we have entered this planet's atmosphere. Let me actually turn off that. I'm not entirely sure. This planet has very heavy gravity. So let's see if we can actually go up just by pressing the spacebar, just by our two thrusters. We can, but it's very slow. Forward speed is, of course, very fast because we have XL thrusters. So that's kind of what I'm going to be mostly relying on. Now, this planet is, wow, this is a very large planet. Actually, indeed, it is a very large planet over here. Has a bunch of points of interest, though. So let's check out a couple of them. Maybe we find something interesting. I'm really hoping for something that's not really like normal, not really standard, like a crash capital vessel. We don't really care about those that much, like at all, unless they have, you know, those rare thingies inside them. But it is along the way, so I might as well at least have a look at it. Wow, this planet's going to drain our fuel a lot because of the gravity. Okay, this is one of those with the large amount of medium thrusters. So if I really wanted spare parts, I would absolutely dig it up. But I don't. We have so much materials that I will... Oh, sorry, that's not actually what I meant to do. I didn't actually mean to turn off the thrusters. We have so many materials that, in fact, this is kind of getting too full at this point. We have 1,000 of these. We have 1,500 of these. They're a little bit too many, and they're starting to weigh us down. You might say, oh, they don't weigh that much. Yeah, they don't until you have like 10 different stacks of like 2,000 resources. So yeah, they kind of start adding up. Like destroyed mining towers. That's something I've never seen before, and I would absolutely gladly check it out. So let's go see. I basically want to see things that I've never seen before, and I do understand that this that the galaxy is kind of vast in this game. Actually, we have seen this before. Yeah, we have. I believe there's like nothing interesting here. I could be wrong though. I do understand that the galaxy in Empyrion is relatively large. Well, that's actually not a point of interest. I thought it was. We are firing at something though. It doesn't really matter that much. Is very vast, and I do understand that we can't have tailor-made points of interest for every single planet because that'd be a lot of work. But there are still a lot of things that I haven't seen, and there's still a lot of very interesting things on, well, random planets that I just land on. So yeah, okay, we can go towards that. Let's see, maybe that's the one. You never know. But we are going to explore this planet for a little bit, at least for today, and on the next one we are just going to jump to Polaris space, and we're going to hopefully find some trading opportunities, so stay tuned for that. Well, it looks like this was a broken radar, and I wasn't actually going to check it out, but there's like 2 plasma drones next to it, which is very weird, and it's not something I would definitely do, to be honest. I wouldn't put guards on this. And I'm not entirely sure why there's Xerax here. This is a totally alien world as stated by the description. So, are you really not going to shoot that down? Really? And we want to get as close to the broken radar as possible. We're going to just straight up land. We're going to turn off our thrusters and our brakes. And for some reason, our turrets just stop shooting, even though they have not been turned off. Okay, that's a little bit better. And we're going to go quickly check it out. So, let's go. Oh, would you look at that? So it looks like this planet is a place to get alien thorns from. So that's actually a nice thing to keep note of. There was actually a planet, I'm not entirely sure if I mentioned this. There was a planet, if I have access to my... Yes, I do. I'm just going to quickly put this in ammunition if we have room. We do not, because that thing is full. I'm going to need to put an extra extender on it. So I'm pretty sure I heard something coming for me. There was a planet in which these were kind of common, so I kind of gathered up a little bit of them. It looks like this is a planet. Yeah, there. Look at the amount of alien thorns. That's actually a really good thing, because I believe they are used in health packs. I could be horribly wrong. I haven't built health packs in a while. We've mostly been using bandages since Reforged Eden. I've been saving health packs for an emergency situation, but if it does require thorns, I guess this is a good place to farm. Shortwave transmitter. It looks like there's nothing really here. I mean, why was this place guarded? That's kind of the weird thing. That's why we landed here. I haven't actually seen this point of interest, but I've seen similar ones, and they normally don't have really anything on them. But I was curious to see what the Xerax were actually guarding, because that always piques my interest. Like, why would they be here? Yeah, there's like nothing. There's no containers, no anything. Oh, that's the other plasma drone, which I will go loot. Well, it looks like we're going to end things off here, sadly. But next time we're going to be in Polaris territory, and if I can... I thought I heard something. If I can, on Friday or Saturday, whenever I have, you know, a couple of hours free, well, an hour or two, hover vessels aren't generally too hard to build up, depending on what you're building them for. So if I have like an hour free, I'll try and rebuild our all-purpose hover vessel to be a little bit faster, to be able to carry... What is that? To be able to carry a little bit more weight. That is nothing. Okay. To be able to carry a little bit more weight, which is actually what we want. To be very fast, even when on load. And as well to have just a small amount of defenses. We don't really need it to be an assault vessel. We just need it to be able to defend itself against, you know, the occasional predator or one or two soldiers. For now, though, I've been the Rampant Mystic. I do hope you enjoyed this episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival, and I do hope to see you all in the next one.